And welcome to iZigg 90210's webinar review for tonight, Monday, October 3rd. Tonight I'm joined by two very dear friends of mine and individuals I hold in the highest regard of success in life. The first is Greg Akers, National Director, and the second is our Leader of the Week, soon-to-be National Director, Jamie McGuire. Greg and Jamie, are you both with us?
Yes, we are, Dr. Scott.
Good deal. Well, guys, first of all, we're going to take about 20 minutes for the new folks on the line here and just really look at what's happening in the space of mobile, and most importantly, your ability to build a national and soon international business from literally anywhere across the country. And Jamie and Greg, you guys both hear me say a lot about putting down Dayton, Ohio, the fact that we're in the fifth emptiest city in the entire country, the city of the walking wounded. And I love hearing from individuals across the country, well, things are different here. Guys, people are the same, whether you're in Ohio, whether you're in Texas, whether you're in California, whether you're in Florida, wherever you are across this country, there's one thing that drives people, and that's money. That money might be for, to take care of your parents, maybe for a spouse to stay home from work, maybe to put your child in a better school, it may be to pay off bills, it may be to travel, whatever it may be, the end result is you're looking for more money. So this webinar is going to focus on just that. How do you make more money in today's lousy economy? Right now we live in one of the worst economic states in American history. We have one of the highest unemployment rates, one of the highest debt loads, one of the highest stress levels by Americans who are working around the clock, living paycheck to paycheck. And guys, if you want additional money, the reality is you need to go where the money is. There was an interesting article posted in the New York Times on July 13th of this year. It's called The Startup of You. And the entire premise of the article is the fact that currently we're experiencing a 9.2% unemployment rate. We live, again, in one of the worst economic times. We're not in our parents' job market. The average person today has 10 to 14 jobs by the young age of 38, and the list goes on and on. We've got a government that approaches the situation as if it's the 1960s, talking about recovery. Guys, our market isn't going to recover even close to what it once was. For the tens of millions of people that are out of work, they're never going to see those jobs again. Why? Because those jobs no longer exist. So this webinar, we're going to focus on entrepreneurship. We're going to talk about taking control of your financial destiny and going to create the ultimate life and lifestyle, not based off luck, not based off chance, but by allocating your time where the money is in the most socially relevant, the most applicable market sector of our time, which is mobile. And Greg, I'd love to start with you in regard to this discussion. You and I discuss a lot in regard to wealth creation. You've been in traditional business, as have I. You've spent a decade plus building a traditional business. And, I love when you state that it's not the business you're in, but it's when you're in that business. There was a time to be in the mortgage business. There was a time to be in the real estate business. There was a time to be in literally every business out there, and businesses and trends come and go. Guys, right now, where wealth is created and all throughout history is being positioned at the very forefront, not at the middle, not at the end, of a major economic shift. And right now, here today, we are at the midst, at the very forefront of a global mobile revolution. Trillions of dollars are projected up for grabs, and we have the ability to go capitalize aggressively and immediately through iZigg and 90210. Greg, talk to us a little bit about your professional path, but most importantly, why you've chosen to build wealth and create that life and lifestyle through what iZigg is doing in the marketplace via 90210.
That's easy, Dr. Scott. It's all about time compression. And you're absolutely right. It's not what business you're in, it's when you're in it. There was a time to be in the fax machine business. There was a time to be in the voicemail business. Undeniably, the time to be in the mobile business is right here, right now, today. The old saying about how do you eat an elephant? Well, you come hungry and you bring friends. And that's what we have the ability to do here. that $1 trillion, that's a big pie to go after. We're not going to get it all, but by golly, we have the opportunity to get every bit that we want with a project and a product that's absolutely undeniable in the marketplace. So, Dr. Scott, for me, this is all about time compression. You know, my last business took $80,000 in borrowed money to build. It took me 18 months before I saw my first paycheck, and it took me 17 years to go build that company. Now, it generated a great life and a lifestyle for me and my family, but the minute I sold out of that business and left it, my income stopped. Not the case here. I can go out and I can go build a footprint right now with this particular project, and in a matter of 3 years, I personally believe in a matter of 3 to 5 years, I can compress time and make more money, create better lifestyle for me and my family than I did in the previous 17 years in traditional business.
Well, Greg, you look at it, and it's about market share. And right now, you know, we look at iZigg and its positioning in the market. We begin with text messaging because texting is king. It's the #1 activity in all cell phone use today. People today would rather text than talk. However, when applied to the business sector, the most underutilized communication channel out there. And when you look at currently a projected 95% open market share for the taking, considering the fact that there's 30 million small businesses in this country alone, add on top of that schools, associations, churches, synagogues, local business professionals, and the list continues, then we look at the timing of that in the mobile sector, 2010 being a game-changing year, introduction of tablets, we crossed the 25% threshold in regard to smartphone use ownership, 4G being introduced, and with increased speed comes increased application. And again, at the top of all activity, text messaging. Then we look at today, in regard to 2011, mobile is more than a trend. It's literally a new economy. Guys, I want you to look down in your hand, and I'll guarantee there's your cell phone. That little 4 inches of real estate is no longer just a telephone. It's no longer just a text messaging platform. It's your social connections. It's your camera. It's your GPS. It's your entertainment. It's your portal to the world. And I don't care who you are or what you do out there in the market today. If you think you're going to sustain yourself in today's on-the-go society without connecting through that one and only device that we all carry with us everywhere, you are sadly naive at best. And as we look at the future of mobile with the influx of smartphones, there's endless space to move in regard to future product and service offerings. The limitation for everything mobile is distribution power. And that's where we absolutely crush competition. We have created such a mass surge across the country in local franchises, local businesses, connecting and communicating via mobile. We're teaching them how to deliver and how to communicate without all the past cost and time associated with printing and distributing. Going green isn't just big business, it's massive business. And today, you can deliver the same offer, the same coupon within real time directly to one's mobile device with zero cost of printing and distributing. Then we look at the power of being an entrepreneur in today's market, and that's really what I want to focus on today's market. Guys, we need to get back to what built this country. And I'm going to play a short video here because every day I listen and watch this video because it makes me proud to be an entrepreneur. You know, we live in such a negative society of whiners, wishers, talkers, complainers, people that are living in the past in regard to how to create wealth in this great country of which we live. Being an entrepreneur is about being free. Being an entrepreneur today is about being mobile. And this brand allows you to be an entrepreneur in the most socially relevant and applicable market sector of our time with the .com of that space for as little as what equates down to $1.23 per day. So I'm going to play this short, quick video. Hope you enjoy it, then we'll continue with the webinar. Guys, every day I watch that video, and every day it just fires me up just as much. Guys, we live in such an incredible era to be an entrepreneur. We look at, just posted in the USA Today, entrepreneurs make 5 times, count it, not 2 times, not 3 times, 5 times the income of traditionally employed. And in today's world, this webinar being an example, guys, do you realize in the past how hard it would be to gather now 482 people into a meeting room? I don't care what city you're in, how big the city, wherever you're at. Right now, we have 482 people from across the country meeting virtually, all seeing and hearing the same thing in real time. What used to take entrepreneurs 20-plus years to accomplish now can be accomplished in months to years due to technology. Real-time webinars, real-time video streaming, audio streaming, you name it, we've got it in our hands. And when you can combine that with mobile, your ability to connect and communicate, not tied to a desk, not tied to an office, not tied to anything in regard to a standard traditional office, where anywhere you are, whether you're enjoying time looking out across a lake, whether you're walking through a mall, whether you're stuck in rush hour traffic, wherever you are, you're free. And guys, that to me is priceless. And when you look at what we're truly doing in the market, guys, where there's chaos, there's massive income potential. And I love when Michael Rutherford, National Director, states that the way that companies and individuals, product services alike, have branded, advertised, and connected isn't just broken today, it's shattered. We are in a brand new world of social and mobile. And Greg, I know that you and I both know Robert Eggers, who owns and runs Papa John's franchise locations. He said to me something the other day that was impactful. You know, a lot of people go, well, I'm using Facebook. Really? I love what Robert stated. It took him 3.5 years to build 2,000 fans or his opt-in following on Facebook. Jamie and Greg, he did that in 10.5 weeks via 90210. And currently, his opt-in channel is growing at 250 people per week. It's amazing the viral component of what we can do in regard to mobile, then combine that with the ability for us to put people in business, where you as an entrepreneur can be in business with the .com of the mobile media sector for what equates down to as little as $1.23 per day, no staff, no liability, no bookkeeping, no accounting, no shipping or receiving or warehousing, none of the stuff that a traditional business or franchise needs to contend with. You have the ultimate leveraged income business where your cell phone is your business. It's your ability to connect and communicate and reach out and tell people about this incredible brand. And Greg, I'd like to turn it back to you just for a second to talk about application, because I don't care whether you're dealing with mobile alert systems, mobile VIP clubs, appointment reminders, texting in to win, texting in to vote, the ability to utilize 90210 for any entity out there in the open market is impactful, immediate, real time, and trackable. Share from your perspective, Greg, for the next couple minutes, just some of the applications and what you see happening out there in the open market in regard to application with iZigg.
Yeah, Dr. Scott, you know, if you're currently looking at getting involved with iZigg, or if you're involved with iZigg right now, you're not looking at, nor are you part of something that's speculative anymore. This is happening now, and it's happening now in front of all of us. You know, Brian Underwood, our CEO, says documentation beats conversation all the time. If you look at the convenience stores, the fitness centers, the auto auctions, the banks, the churches, the shopping centers, the schools, Pee-wee football programs, expectant mothers that want to let everybody know at the same time when the baby is born so that one friend isn't mad at the other because they found out sooner. we look at the screen, talk about energy drinks that are using our products, cities, restaurants, car dealers, Fortune 500 companies, small mom and pop companies. But the key to all of it, Dr. Scott, is control. And I love, when we go back to Robert Eggers again and his example, his ability to drive traffic when he needed the traffic. Papa John's was accustomed to sending out $3.99 pizza offers, but he hated like the dickens to redeem those offers on a Friday night when he was busy selling full-price pizzas. So with mobile, he had the ability now to control the deal. He could drive traffic in between the hours of 2 and 5 and then see a 289% increase in that time period. But the thing that I love the most is that everything you've seen on the screen, and even up to the one you see now with Sarah Palin, is something we've been saying and touting since we launched this company. And when we said everybody, every store, every car dealer, every bank, every church, every school, every restaurant, everybody, every politician is going to be looking for some sort of a mobile platform to work from. And we look today, and not to make this a political box or anything like that, but we look at Sarah Palin, who is one of the first major politicians, and we have politicians across the country that are utilizing this product. She's the first major national politician to sign on with 90210. Rest assured, they're all going to follow. They're all going to do this. And I ask my following, and I ask the people that I know, do you know any politicians? Do you know any politicians that would perhaps see value in this platform? And then lastly, do you want to make money legally as a result of knowing that politician? Guys, it's the social proof that we have out there that validates this opportunity all day long. And you never have to worry about the fact that you're involved with or represent a company that is going to let you down. It's not going to let you down out there in the marketplace. So, Dr. Scott, I'm so passionate, and I'm excited when I see all those slides, because it's incredible to note that every one of those campaigns came about as a result of conversations with entrepreneurs, not guys from Madison Avenue in suits flying in and making sales appointments.
Yeah, you look at it, Greg. You built traditional business. I remember back when I made the decision to go into natural health care. It was a decision that took 8 years of my life, $250,000 in personalized financing to get through school, even before I could even begin profiting. Then you need to open up a clinic and all the other stuff you need to contend with. In today's world, time is of the essence. People need to make money, not tomorrow. They need to make money today. And what I love, and I look at it, and it's just such a common sense aspect to me, because in any market, particularly today, it's essential to keep your overhead low, your investments low, and most importantly, your profit potential high. And we look at one's options to do that out in the market, and you hear from everyone about, oh, I'm so busy. Guys, we all have 24 hours in the day. Not a second more, not a second less. Doesn't matter how efficient, how proficient you are, we all have 24 hours in a day. And it's how you invest that time that equates to the life and the lifestyle that you currently are living. And only you can answer this question. I want you to think back to the day you started the adult business world at the age of 18. I want you to add up all the jobs, all the positions, all the different stuff that you've done, the seconds, the minutes, the hours, the days, the weeks, the months, the years, the decades, and add up everything and go, was it worth it? Was that time properly allocated? And for the large majority of Americans, the answer is heck no, because you're on a linear-based path. Guys, leverage is key, and this is a 10-second business. I have such a dear friend of mine on the line. I love hearing that people are busy. Jamie McGuire out of Dayton, Ohio, is first of all married, so she's a wife. She's a full-time mom to 2 beautiful girls. She is a student. She's an employee. She works almost a full-time position. Again, she's almost a full-time student. She's a Girl Scout leader, and, she works out every single day in regard to anything that a person could possibly say, and, well, I'm busy. Believe me, Jamie McGuire is busy. And Jamie, what impresses me about what you have created here, you're creating an unbelievably viable and profitable business for you and your family, and you're doing it in minutes daily because you understand the path. You understand that this is simply an exposure business. Guys, we get paid to open our mouths. We don't get paid to be a mobile media salesperson. We don't get paid to be a mobile media expert. We get paid to tell people and share with people about iZigg. And that's simply by referring them to 3 short videos which are online, and then we're here at all times to get on the phone and answer questions with you and on your behalf. Jamie, if you wouldn't mind sharing just a little bit about your current situation, you know, again, about your time restraints each day, because if anybody's busy, you are. And I think that for all the folks that are family people on this line, people can relate to how busy you are with family, add on top of that a job, add on top of that school, add on top of that all the stuff you need to contend with for you and your family, and yet despite that, you're absolutely cranking business. Share with the folks on the line, you know, just what attracted you and why you're doing this business, and most importantly, what you see for the folks on the line who are busy and how they can accomplish the same thing that you're accomplishing.
Okay, Dr. Scott, I'm honored to be on the line with everyone tonight, and needless to say, this is literally a 10-second conversation that I have with people throughout my day, whether it's via phone or a short email or a short text. And it's pretty simple, you know, check out the videos, and then I have a short conversation with them, and then I get them on a call with you, and that's basically how I'm building my business. I do not have a lot of time to invest in people that really don't see that path, because truly in order to build this organization that I'm seeking to build for, you know, as a team for myself, I ultimately, you know, want them to see the path clear. And it's not about retail. It's not about, you know, wasting time on individuals that just don't get it. You know, I'm looking for people that are looking for me, and I think that there's several people out in the market that could ultimately benefit from everything that iZigg 90210 is offering myself and my family, and I'm just going to do everything in my power to see it through.
Well, you know, you look at it and you hit such incredible points, guys. What we're isolating and identifying are people that want more in life. And I don't know where else, and guys, if you have something, please text me, call me, but I want you to consider this. I want you to look at your options to create wealth in your life. And for me, life is way too short not to have it all. You may be content with mediocrity as well as the large majority of Americans, but life is too short. I love the saying that people die somewhere in their 30s and they get buried somewhere in their 80s. People lose track of what's possible in this country due to the constant negativity and the wrong path to create wealth. If you want more in life, rest assured it's there if you take the right path. And there is not a more socially relevant, a more profitable market sector that you could possibly allocate your time than what's happening right now in mobile. And guys, it's going to happen with or without you. It's the one and only time we transition. It's a mobile revolution. It's bigger than big. It's more massive than massive. And when you can enter that type of market sector where we've done all the brand creation, we handle everything and put you in business. When you look at our agency promo pack, which includes the charter membership, it's $448 for the entire year. Not only do you have our platform 90210 to brand you, which is the most important person to brand anywhere, anytime. So you brand yourself, you build a business here in the mobile media sector. If you're currently a business owner, use the package to also brand your business, your product, your service, your cause. But most importantly, use that package to build wealth here in the mobile sector via 90210. And you look at $448, divide that by 365, that's $1.23 per day for you to be in business today and go build wealth. Each agency, we cap at $100,000 per week in override commissions. That doesn't include your retail profit. That doesn't include your additional matching bonus. That's just off your override of the team that you can currently build across the entire country, which is about to expand into international markets. Now, we always cover ourselves because it's sad in today's world and in this country that you always have to give a financial disclaimer, because heaven forbid anyone ever talks about creating more and higher standard of living in the greatest country of mankind. But let's give the financial disclaimer. We provide no financial claims. We provide no guarantees. People want to go, well, what does the average person make? Well, to me, the average person is a loser. To me, the average person is a quitter. So the average person makes nothing. For all the above average people on the line, guys, go create wealth via this incredible platform. You can do it starting for as low as $1.23 a day. Any person that can't make $1.23 per day business in this market sector at this time, check their pulse and see if they're alive, because the market's wide open for the taking, a projected $1 trillion up for grabs. If you really want to go hit it and hit it fast, be a platinum partner. It's $2,595 for the year. It's our unlimited package, which is literally a $20,000 retail package, but most importantly, it provides you VIP support, VIP resources, and most importantly, our Platinum Club, which is invaluable to meeting and being mentored by some of the most sought-after success coaches in the global market. Guys, whatever the package you choose, the key is to get started, and get started not tomorrow, today. I love when Greg Akers states, if you want to change your tomorrow, it begins today. And I want to compare it to anything else you could possibly do. Guys, you can't buy a hot dog stand for $8,000. And every day you're going to be standing flipping burgers and flipping hot dogs, trying to find a place in which to sell stuff. Here, I don't care where you are across the country, everybody's looking for mobile solutions and everybody's looking for money. Combine those two together, and we've got the perfect storm for you to go create wealth where you have the one and only shot to be first. Guys, we are so quickly approaching that tipping point in the market where firms grow 50, 100, some 200-fold as to the income of those who are fortunate to be first. Guys, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're tired of being tired, if you're tired of experiencing the limitations that this country and the current economic status of this nation provide, go where the money is. The money is in mobile with no end in sight. If you want to be free, if you want to be mobile, if you want the life and lifestyle that is more for you and your family, we have it in our hands. I'd love for you, Greg, final remarks, and Jamie, final remarks, and we're going to conclude this webinar.
Yeah, Dr. Scott, final remarks. This webinar tonight has been incredible, and you don't have to look far past the headlines. Even today, our president said, it's not getting better. And we have to do something as people. You know, our government doesn't have the ability to bail us out anymore. What it's going to take, it's going to take like-minded entrepreneurs. And I love, love, love that video you showed. The first time I saw that at one of our events, the hair stood up on the ends of my arm. When I just watched it there again, it did it again, Dr. Scott. It's exactly what this country needs. It's what we were built on back in the very beginning. And when we can do that and we can go back and not recover, but go reinvent ourselves out there, we're all going to win. So thank you so much, and I'm so proud of Jamie and everything that she's accomplished for her and her family, and what the future holds for her and her family right now. It's just an incredible experience to see lives changing for those who take part in this incredible company. So thank you, Dr. Scott. And Jamie, it's over to you.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm just so excited and so honored to have such great leadership in this organization. And I'm going to conclude with this. I just challenge all the agents on the phone to basically expose, three-way, expose, three-way. And even for the new individuals that are possibly looking at this opportunity, to really take it to heart, because you've actually been given a gift today to see what is being done here with iZigg, and ultimately there isn't anything else out there that can provide you with the financial freedom that this company can. So thank you, Dr. Scott. Thanks, Greg.
Well, thanks, Jamie, and thanks, Greg. And guys, I'm going to conclude with this. I entered healthcare 17 years ago, not because of the specific treatment or therapy, but again, because I knew that market sector could provide me a lifestyle for the rest of my life that I wanted. But, like any other profession, if you're not in a clinic or a practice or tied to the office, you're not making money. And what I love about iZigg isn't just the financial return, which is significant for those who really understand the market and the play before us, but I love the flexibility and the mobility. to be anywhere you want, when you want, and literally your cell phone is your business. To me, that's priceless. So guys, if you're looking for financial return, if you're looking for mobility and flexibility to have freedom in your life, this is it. And when you can access that for as little as what equates to $1.23 per day, when you annualize it out, guys, that's not a decision, it's a non-decision. Guys, I speak to people and I go, well, I'm going to think about it. I look at what's wrong with you. What are you thinking about? Do you realize that every second out of every day is precious and you'll never, ever get it back? We are in a land grab, probably the largest land grab in economic shift we'll ever experience in our lifetime. And the reality is if you don't immediately get positioned, and if you don't immediately pick up the phone and call every single one of your contacts, someone else will, and they'll profit instead of you. It's literally that simple. Guys, keep it simple. Let's go build the biggest brand in mobile media. Let's completely revolutionize the lives and lifestyles of each of our respective families. As individuals, obviously we have limitations, but this team in this market sector at this time with this brand and our systems in place, we are absolutely unstoppable. We're the game changer in the market. Be part of it. Let's go have some fun. Let's tear it up. I look forward to seeing everyone next weekend in Miami, Florida for our Crush It XL event. It's going to be life transitional for everyone there. With that, we'll conclude this webinar. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, everyone from across the country. With that, we'll conclude this webinar.